Hey there! Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're going to help you craft that perfect exit strategy.
Especially since you're aiming for that $1 million plus EBITDA range.
Yeah. And before you ask, EBITDA, that's,
Earnings before interest,
yes,
taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
you got it.
It's a way to look at your company's profitability.
Exactly. And to guide us on this journey, we're tapping into the wisdom of Zilent profit strategists.
The gurus when it comes to planning a profitable business exit.
And they pull from some really great resources like Sell Your Business by Design and Every Family's Business, which, by the way, is a gold mine if you're thinking about succession planning.
It really is.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Even if I'm not planning to sell my business like tomorrow, why is having an exit strategy so important?
I think of it like a road trip. You wouldn't hit the road without knowing your destination right.
Definitely not. I'd get lost for sure.
An exit strategy is kind of like your roadmap. It helps you build a valuable business that's set up for a smooth transition.
So it's less about the when and more about the being prepared.
You got it. It's like changing a tire. You don't want to wait till you have a flat tire while you're speeding down the highway to figure out how to do it.
That's one way to cause an accident. Now, Azant talks about busting some serious exit strategy myths. What are some of those misconceptions they're tackling?
A big one is that you only need an exit strategy when you're about to sell. But that's not always the case. Like imagine you own a bakery. You've poured your heart and soul into it, and you're dreaming of retiring someday. What happens to your legacy, your recipes, your employees if you don't have a plan?
Wow, that's a great point. And Every Family's Business really dives into those tough questions like what happens to the business after you're gone.
It's about aligning your business with your personal values and goals.
So it's more than just the money. It's about your legacy, your impact. So with all that said, how does having a clear exit strategy actually benefit me? What can I expect?
Well, first and foremost, it can significantly increase the value of your business.
Music to my ears. Tell me more.
Think of it this way. Would you pay top dollar for a house that needs a lot of work? Probably not. Same goes for a business. Addressing any potential issues early on makes it much more attractive to buyers.
It's like putting your best foot forward.
Exactly. And that leads us to the second benefit, attracting the right buyer.
Okay, so it's like finding the perfect business partner.
Absolutely. You want someone who shares your vision and values for your company.
That makes a world of difference.
Right. And finally, a well-thought-out exit strategy ensures a much smoother transition. Imagine handing over the reins of your business without any major hiccups. No drama, no stress.
That sounds like a dream come true. But before we even think about handing over the keys, we need to figure out what our business is actually worth.
Absolutely.
We need to put a price tag on this masterpiece we've created. But how do we do that? How do you even begin to put a value on something as complex and dynamic as a business?
That is the million-dollar question literally in your case.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Yep.
So how do we do it? How do we determine my business's worth?
That's where accurate valuation comes in. It's key to getting the best possible price. And since you're aiming for that $1 million plus EBITDA range, we'll definitely want to look at the income-based valuation method.
Okay, so showing them the money-making potential. But I've heard there are actually multiple ways to value a business. What are those different approaches?
Well, you're right. There are actually three main approaches: the market approach, the income approach, and the asset-based approach.
Okay, so three different ways to size up my business. Let's break those down, starting with the market approach. What's that all about?
So the market approach is basically like comparing your business to similar ones that have recently sold.
So like scoping out the competition.
Exactly. You look at their sale prices, their financials, and try to gauge the market rate for businesses like yours.
Makes sense. So if I'm in the tech world, I'd check out other tech companies that have been acquired recently.
You got it. This approach is particularly useful for businesses with a proven track record, like a manufacturing company that's been consistently profitable.
Okay, but no two businesses are exactly alike.
Right. So how do you find those perfect comparisons?
That's the tricky part. It's more of an art than a science. Finding those truly comparable businesses, it's not as easy as it sounds.
Sounds like I need to call in the experts for this one. So what about the income approach? How's that different?
The income approach is all about future earnings. It's perfect for those businesses with recurring revenue streams. Like imagine a software company with those steady monthly subscriptions. That's music to a buyer's ears.
Show me the money. Okay, that makes sense for those high-growth companies. But what about businesses with lots of tangible assets, things you can actually touch, like equipment or real estate?
You're thinking of the asset-based approach?
That's the one.
This is where you add up the value of everything the business owns, buildings, inventory, equipment, you name it.
It's like taking inventory but on a much grander scale. This is where those meticulously kept financial statements come in handy, right? You got it. Those financial statements are like your business's report card. They show potential buyers how healthy your business really is. A retail store's income statement, for example, reveals its profitability, while a healthcare clinic's balance sheet highlights its assets and debts. It's all about being transparent.
Transparency is key. No hiding the books here. So we've got these different valuation methods. But how do we know which one is right for my business?
That's where a good business valuation expert comes in. They'll consider your industry, your financial history, your growth potential, all of it, to determine the most accurate valuation method.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Exactly. Each business is unique, and its valuation should reflect that.
Okay, so we've got a handle on valuation. But let's not forget, it's not just tea about the money, right? I mean, yeah, it'd be great to cash in. But what else should we consider when planning our exit?
You're hitting on a really important point. It's not just about the bottom line. It's about crafting an exit that aligns with your personal and professional goals.
Okay, so let's talk about those objectives then. What are some things I should be thinking about besides the big payout?
Well, first and foremost, what's your timeline? Are we talking about an exit in the next few years, or are you thinking more long-term?
Okay, so timing is everything. What else?
Think about your employees. Do you want to find a buyer who will retain them? What about your company culture? Is it important to you that the buyer preserves what you've built?
It's like finding a new family for your business, not just a new owner.
Exactly. It's about finding that perfect match. And then there's legacy. What do you want your business to represent even after you're gone?
Those are some deep questions, but important ones for sure. Now let's say I'm someone who's all about building businesses up and selling them. Maybe I thrive on that startup energy and I'm ready to move on to the next big thing.
You're like the serial entrepreneur, always on to the next challenge.
That's me. So how does having an exit strategy help someone like me?
In your case, your exit strategy would focus on showcasing your company's growth potential and attracting investors who are looking for that next big opportunity.
So it's about highlighting those key factors that make my business attractive to those types of buyers.
Exactly. It's like setting the stage for a bidding war. You want to create that sense of excitement and potential.
I like the sound of that. Now, Zeland also emphasizes the importance of enhancing business value, basically, making my business irresistible to buyers. What are some of the strategies they recommend?
It's like staging a house before you put it on the market.
Yeah.
You want it to look its absolute best.
Okay, so we're talking about a business makeover. I'm in. Where do we start?
Start with the heart of your business operations. Are there any areas where you can improve efficiency, cut costs, or streamline processes? Maybe a logistics firm could implement a new inventory management system, or a software company could automate certain tasks.
Efficiency equals attractiveness.
Right. And don't forget about sprucing up those financials. Buyers love to see strong revenue streams and healthy profit margins.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about being financially fit too.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about standing out from the crowd, your market position. How do we make your business the Beyoncé of your industry?
Love the analogy. So how do we become Queen Bee?
It's about showcasing your unique strengths. What sets you apart from the competition? Maybe you've got a killer brand reputation, a loyal customer base, or a proprietary technology.
It's about having that it factor.
Exactly. And speaking of assets, let's not forget about intellectual property, the secret sauce that makes your business special.
Ah, yes, the recipe for our success.
Exactly. Protecting your intellectual property through patents, trademarks, and copyrights is essential. It not only safeguards your ideas, but also adds value to your business.
It's like having a vault full of trade secrets. Now, speaking of valuable assets, let's talk about the heart and soul of any business, the people.
Yes, your team. A strong and experienced management team is a huge asset when it comes to selling your business.
It's like having an all-star lineup.
Buyers want to see that your business can run smoothly, even after you're gone. So having a solid succession plan in place is crucial. Identify and develop future leaders within your organization.
So we're not just selling a business, we're selling a team, a legacy, a future.
You got it. Now that we've polished this diamond, let's talk about the different ways to actually sell your business. What are our options here? And this is where due diligence comes in. It's basically the buyer's way of kicking the tires and making sure everything is as shiny as it seems.
So it can be a little intense.
It can. But remember, knowledge is power. The more prepared you are, the smoother the process will be.
Okay, so let's demystify due diligence then. What exactly are we talking about here? What does it involve?
Think of it like an open book exam for your business. The buyer wants to make sure you're the straight-A student you claim to be.
Okay, so no cutting corners. We need to be prepared to answer any question that comes our way. What are the key areas we need to be ready for?
Well, first up, financials. Think balance sheets, income statements, cash flow statements, tax returns, the whole 9 yards.
So transparency is key. No sweeping those financial skeletons under the rug.
Exactly. And it's not just about showing the numbers. It's about telling the story behind those numbers.
The narrative of our success.
You got it.
Yeah.
Now, beyond the numbers, buyers will also scrutinize your operations.
So how efficiently we run our business, how we manage our supply chain, how happy our customers are.
All of that. It's about proving that your business is a well-oiled machine. Let's say you're a software company. Buyers will want to dive deep into your code review, your development processes. Make sure everything is up to par.
Okay, so they're checking under the hood, making sure the engine is in tip-top shape.
Precisely. And don't forget about the legal side of things. Contracts, permits, licenses. You need to make sure all your legal ducks are in a row.
So this is where having a good lawyer comes in handy.
Absolutely. A good lawyer can help you identify potential red flags and negotiate favorable terms with the buyer.
Okay, so we've talked about financials, operations, and legalities. What about my least favorite topic, taxes?
Ah, yes, the T word. Now, taxes can be complicated, but don't worry, we'll break it down. The good news is there are ways to structure the sale of your business to potentially minimize your tax liability.
Okay, because I've worked hard for this money, and I want to keep as much of it as possible.
I hear you. That's why it's crucial to have a tax advisor on your team, someone who can guide you through the process and help you make those smart financial decisions.
It's like having a financial guardian angel watching over the deal.
I like that. Now, once you've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, it's time to communicate the sale to your stakeholders.
Right, because this isn't just about us, it's about our employees, our customers, our suppliers, our entire business family.
You got it.
Thank
And
you.
transparency is key here. You want to be upfront and honest with everyone about the transition.
No surprises. So who do we tell first, and how do we approach these conversations?
Start with your employees. They're the heart of your business, and their dedication has helped you get to this point.
They're the ones who help make this exit possible.
Exactly. So be transparent about your plans, address their concerns, and outline how this transition might affect their roles and responsibilities.
Honesty and empathy are key.
Absolutely. And then you can reach out to your customers. Reassure them that the business is in good hands and that they can expect a seamless transition.
Because maintaining the strong customer relationships is crucial for the future success of the business.
Exactly. And don't forget about your suppliers. Keep them in the loop as well.
Yeah.
You want to make sure those relationships remain strong throughout the transition.
So many moving parts. But having a solid communication plan in place can definitely make the process a lot smoother.
You got it. Now let's fast forward a bit. You've successfully sold your business. You've navigated all the legal and financial hurdles. What's next? What does life after the exit look like?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's like closing one chapter and starting a brand new one.
Exactly. This is your chance to define what success looks like for you personally. Maybe you've always dreamed of traveling the world, pursuing a passion project, spending more time with family. The possibilities are endless.
It's about designing your dream life. But for some entrepreneurs, retirement might not be on the cards. They might have that itch to start something new, to dive back into the entrepreneurial world.
They're like those athletes who can't stay away from the game for too long.
So what are their options?
Well, they could become angel investors, mentoring the next generation of entrepreneurs. Or maybe they launch a new venture, this time armed with the knowledge and experience they gained from their previous success.
It's about paying it forward and sharing those valuable lessons learned.
Exactly. And remember, no matter what path you choose, life after an exit isn't about slowing down. It's about living life on your own terms. So as we wrap up today's deep dives, let's leave our listeners with some final words of wisdom. What are your top takeaways when it comes to crafting a successful exit strategy?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. An exit strategy isn't just about selling your business. It's about designing your future. It's about aligning your business goals with your personal aspirations.
You nailed it. It's about taking control of your destiny and creating a future that excites and inspires you.
So, to all our listeners out there who are ready to embark on this exciting journey, remember, start planning early, surround yourself with a team of experts, and never be afraid to dream big.
Because with the right plan and the right mindset, The possibilities are truly limitless.
That's a wrap on another episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep diving deep, keep asking those tough questions, and keep building the business of your dreams.